Hey, welcome back guys. It's been a while. In today's video we're going to show you how to change the propellers on your DJI Mini 3 Pro. I know some of you have the kit. The drone comes with when you buy these separately, you get the propellers, you get one set, and it also comes with the screwdriver. I wouldn't recommend using the screwdriver that comes with it because it just doesn't work. It's not optimal. But this is a particular is a DJI Mini 3 Pro propellers. So exclusively, they're not. You can buy third-party propellers that work just as good. You have two A's, okay? So both A's go top right, and the other A goes on the bottom left. Okay, got that? And then you have the other two, which are the opposite, which are B's. The B goes top left, okay, and the other B goes on the rear right. Now, if you let's say take your packaging off and you're like, oh no, I forgot which propellers are which. Well, the trick to that is when you find your so-called other propellers, even though because A and B is A, your A propeller, right? You can tell the A propeller has this little marking on it. See that? So you can't go wrong there. So, and there's no right or wrong way to put them on. You just screw them on as long as they're the ones with the markings that go there and the ones with the markings, right, that go here. See that? Voila. So the markings go top right and the markings go rear left. No markings, doesn't matter which way they go but you do want to make sure that you have the groove. See here, there's no groove, so they can't put it on that way. So you look for the groove. So the groove is what seeds the screw. So I got this screwdriver kit. It comes with this. It has a little kit. I'm gonna bring it in so you guys can see it. It has little heads and little screwdrivers that you can change. But I haven't used it yet. This is my first time. And I figure you need something that gets a grip. Okay. So that's this. I'll leave a link to this in the description. I'll also leave a link to these propellers in the description. So the trick is that you want to unscrew them. Now the problem with these propellers is the reason why they're so hard to take off is that you'll see when you take them off, they actually have thread locker on them, which is really, let's see if this one will work. And it's kind of disappointing that they actually locked. See, you get a really nice grip with these with this screwdriver compared to the mini one that comes with it. And if you look at the screws, they have like a little blue thing around them, and they're really small. So you might want to make sure the surface you're working on is maybe white or whatever color you choose. You know, anything could be red, green, purple. And you see the propeller just pops right out. See that? And then remember, the marking goes on the rear left. Okay? Let's put that in. And it just pops right in. And remember the groove, so you have to be able to see the screw. Let's see if this one comes off. Let's see. So see, this one isn't working as well. But once you get it in, you hold the propeller, okay, until it turns all the way. And then, voila. See that? It comes right off. But that's with this screwdriver, because this screwdriver has a little bit more of a grip on the front, and you can just hold it with your hand and turn it. And again, put your screws. You could reuse the screws. You don't have to use the ones that came with them, depending on the condition. If you find that you don't want to use the ones that have the thread locker on it, don't. You know, no, you don't have to. So you hold it while you turn it, and it should turn nice and smoothly. Now if it doesn't, you just have to put a little muscle in it, but hold the propeller, okay? And you see that? There it is right there. And you can take them off in the order and lay them out, right? So that you know which ones go where, right? So I'm gonna put these here because we know that these markings, remember the markings is what gives it away. See that? And then let's see if the other one comes off. I'm just going to leave this screw right there. And And you want to make sure that you don't strip it. If you strip it, don't use it, and you'll know if you've stripped it by stripping it. Okay, so that, oh wow, nice. And this little screwdriver kit is magnetic. Look at that. The screw holds on there, which is great for when you're putting it back on, because then you can just basically rest the screw on like this. See that? Rest it on. Take the propeller. Remember, no markings. Go on the top left and rear right. And you can see LF, so left front. So there we go. You put the propeller on, and then the trick is being able to see where it goes in. Hold it, and as it starts to turn, let it turn. It should turn all the way. Remember, don't strip it. Once it's stripped, that's it. You just turn it till it's nice and tight, right? All right, and you want to make sure, even though it is tight, you see how it was tight, it's still a little raised a little bit, so we don't want that. So we want to hold it and just keep turning it until it can't turn anymore. Yeah, there we go, nice and tight. Okay, why they put thread locker on the original ones, I don't know. All right, so now we have our other propeller. See that? Remember, no marking, and it goes like that. No marking, and that's how you can tell which ones go left and which ones go right and which ones go rear. Okay, and what you can do is, if you're not familiar, like if this method doesn't work for you, take a picture. Take a picture of your, oh, actually there's no need to do that. I forgot that this is magnetic. See that? Take a picture, and whichever method works right for you, so that you can put your propellers your propellers on correctly. Because remember, you put this on wrong, your drone may flip and you could crash it. So I would recommend, when you do, even though you think you may have done it correctly, test it on the grass, so that if something does happen, it's going to land someplace soft. And we're in the spring, so lawns are actually growing at this time of the year. So we turn it. See that? We're turning it. Hold it tight until it doesn't move anymore. Once the propeller starts to move, then you can put a little bit more, but not a lot, just a little. And I want to tighten that one a little bit more, just a little. See that? Voila. So we have the other two screws for the rear propeller. Remember, the rear has the marking, okay? And then, oops. You could just take the screw. That's with this screwdriver kit. With the other ones, may not work like this way. Now we're going to screw it in. And it's going to be hard to take them off at first, because remember, there's thread locker. So you see the propeller moves. As soon as the propeller does that, that means you have to hold it and just, not too tight. You don't have to put muscle into it, but just enough so that, it doesn't come off. You could always check these every now and again just to make sure that nothing's happened. So we're going to do that. We're put the last screw in on this one. You could use your finger as a guide. There we go. It's turning. And see, as soon as the propeller moves, see, it does that. When you're holding it tight, you feel it move. You just do a little. You don't have to do a lot. Just apply a little bit of tension, but not a lot. And then you can always double check them, when you come back, just to make sure. Let's see if these come off easily. Then we have here, remember, marking, top right, rear left. And see that? This screwdriver works really well. Don't use the screwdriver. I can't stress how I almost broke my drone by using the screwdriver kit that came with it. And you see that? Screws in there. Let's see if this comes out. See, it's got like this little coating around the screw, which is really weird. So, marking. Okay. goes on like that. See that? And then it tells you here, but sometimes people take the packaging and throw it off, and then they're like, you forget which one. And then we screw it on. See? And you just follow it. And there's no rhyme or reason to which way or which one goes top or which one goes bottom when you're putting these on, because look, they both have the same design on the top. These are the propellers here that were actually changed. See? They're both the same, so it doesn't matter if you put this one first or that one second. It doesn't matter as long as you have the markings. See that? Okay, so that was that one. These, as you can tell, I'll show you these. I let my kids fly the drone and they crashed it, and it flew into a bush, so I had to change these. So some of these are, as you can see, especially that one. See that? Broken. Let's see if the bottom, this one changes. See? And that one comes off. Screw might still be in there. Yep. That's why I chose a white surface, because not every time the magnet is going to take the screw with it. And you can just take advantage of the magnetic feature and seed the screw seed the screw onto the screwdriver, right? Just put that on. Okay, and then hold it, guide it in, and just keep turning it until the propeller actually moves. See, the propeller, whoops, the propeller wants to move, or it falls off the, see that? It's trying to move. That means it's tight. Just a tad, not a lot, not a little, but just enough. And make sure that the screw is actually in there. That's it. Nothing too crazy. But this one, yeah, this one looks a little bit loose. So I have to make that one a little bit tight. So, because it was moving up and down, and we don't want that. Whoops. See that? That's in there. This is in there. And this is in there. I don't know if you can see the rear. We can always double check to make sure everything works. You know, do you want to make sure, and just hold it, turn it, hold it. Those were actually a little loose. Hold it, turn it. That one's pretty tight. And that's it. See that? Look at that. But now to put it to the test, double check everything. Check your packaging if you did it that way. If you didn't do it this way with the packaging guidance, check your picture that you took before you took the propellers off. And now, as long as you did everything correctly, right? Let's take this outside and have a look and see how it flies. Okay, so we're outside. We've got the drone. The propellers are on. We also have the propeller guards on, not really needed. And we're going to see what happens after we take off to make sure that everything is working the way it should. All right, so let's take off. Hold on. All right, let's see. So we'll know once we start to hover. I'm going to press the button since I'm actually holding the phone with the other hand. So we'll have to do it that way. Great. All right, so the drone's hovering. It's a little windy, but it's fine. Let's see. Move a little closer. There's the drone. It senses the propeller guards. We're going to move it, turn it. Rotation works. Rotation right. Perfect. Now, let's try. I can just somehow manage to... There we are. Whoops. Should have brought a tripod. Alright, so now we'll move it the other way. A little bit left. a little bit right. Well, it's a little windy, but it's working. I might have to land the drone since the wind is actually blowing it, but we do know that it works. Let's try moving it again without the wind blowing it. A little bit more left. Okay, that worked. Moving more right. That worked. I'm going to move the drone back to frame. Worked, but it's a little windy and it moves a little bit slower, which is fine because remember the speed was set in the last video. If we go back, if we scroll down, I'll just say bye-bye drone. Go back into the settings, right? I'm just going to bring the drone in a little bit. It's a little windy. That's back. This is forward. Let's see. It is moving a little really slow, which is fine, but we're going to change that. Maximum ascent is everything set to max. So we are in sport mode, normal mode, horizontal speed. Bring that up some, 22 miles an hour. Maximum ascent. Ascent we could leave right about 6 miles an hour. Maximum descent, we're going to change that to maybe 6 miles an hour or less. Sport mode, what's that? That's already set. It's in mode. So we'll put it in normal mode and see what happens. Now the drone is moving up to speed. Nice. See that? That worked. And if I put it in sport mode, it should go just as fast. Alright, there you have it. Hope this video helped you and you know now how to change your propellers. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below or ideas for other videos. And I'll see you all next time.